In today's class about Shmir Salashon, we were talking about the prohibitions of not being vengeful and spiteful. The Chafetz Chaim, in the section we discussed today, discusses the prohibition of lo sikam velo sito es b'nei amecha. One should not be vengeful and spiteful to the Jewish people. And that's in contrast to what we learned last week of V'ahavta l'reacha kamecha ani Hashem. You should love them, for I am God. So what does this mean? So there are examples brought down in the Midrash Halacha, where the rabbis say, well, it means, what does it mean to be vengeful and spiteful? Lend me something. No, I'm not going to lend to you. Why don't you lend to me? Because you don't lend to me. And that's right. So then it says that's vengeful, right? That's taking revenge. So how about being spiteful and holding on to a grudge? Lend me something. No. And you say, no, I'm not going to lend to you because you don't lend to me. Right? So these are feelings you hold on to for a long time. So Rashi says on this pasuk, and this pasuk is found, if you want to look it up, it's in Vayikra, Yud Tes Yud Ches, 1918. And Rashi basically says that you should not look to take out that feeling of vengeance on another person. And you should also not look to do wrong to them and to penalize them and punish them. And this thing will follow you all over the place. That you should not look to do nasty and cruel things to other people because of something you've experienced, especially not to that same person. But in truth, it's a really nice way that the Sefer HaChinuch explains what exactly the impact is on you from the mitzvah itself. What he says is the following: that a person should know in their heart that everything that happens to them, from good to bad, this is caused because Hashem wants it to happen to you. And it happened from this person to another person. It's only occurring because Hashem wants you to have that interaction. And so therefore, when you are experiencing a feeling of anguish or of pain, and you are attributing that anguish and pain to another person, really it's something that you're experiencing potentially because of something that you've created. And Hashem has given you this experience for you to do better for yourself. So therefore, don't take out your frustration on the other person, because he is not really what is causing you the bad things. Really, it's what you do, what you create in the world, and what you put out there. And this is echoed by King David when he says, and the quote is from the book of Shmuel, number 2, 16:11, "Leave him," says King David, "and let him curse, because Hashem told him to do that." And the prophet, the Navi himself, is explaining that it's the sins of David and not the actions of Shimei ben Gera that should be looked at. We also find another important goal of performing this mitzvah, which is to end fighting and to pass through all types of disagreements from a person, that they shouldn't look to fight. There should only be peace amongst people and amongst everyone else. What's the story of Shimei ben Gera? So here's what happened. So King David, this is from the book of Shmuel Bet. Okay, it's Tes Zion, and it starts with Pasuk Hey, and it runs all the way basically until Yud Gimel. And here's what happens. Okay, so it says that King David came to Bacharim, and there was this person who came out to greet him, who was a relative of the previous king, Shaul Melech. His name was Shimei ben Gera. And he rushed out and began cursing King David. And it was terrible. He was throwing rocks at David and throwing rocks at his servants. And everybody was being pelted with rocks left to right. And this is Shimei ben Gera when he was throwing the rocks. He says, get out, you bloody person, and you person of ill repute. He says, may Hashem toss upon you all the blood of the house of Saul, whose kingship you have replaced. And may Hashem give the kingship to Avshalom, your son, and ye shall dwell in the house of blood all the rest of your life. And so now Avishai ben Surya turns to David and he goes, why does this dead dog, curse you like this? My king, my master, let me go and I shall remove his head. And the king said to him, what do we care, especially you, son of Surya, that this guy goes about cursing me? Really, the curse comes from Hashem. And Hashem is trying to tell me something. And why do you ask why this happens? And then David continued and said to Avishai and everyone around him, he says, behold, my own son that has come from my loins, he chases after me to kill me. And even now, the children of Benjamin have let him be, and now they're starting to curse him and curse me as well, just as God has promised them. Maybe God will see in beyond my sins, and he will give me good instead of the curses that have been received this day. And then King David and all of his servants left, and Shimei was just standing there on the rock along the edge of the mountain, following him and continuing to curse him and throw stones against him, and continuing to throw clods of rock, of dirt at him. So that is the message. That message is echoed in today's class on Nakira and Natira. And please enjoy. Please take a look at it, and also like and subscribe.